In a world plunged into darkness, where the hum of electricity had long since faded into memory, and the simple convenience of striking a match became nothing more than a distant dream, one man walked alone through the ruins of what we once called civilization. His fingers, calloused and worn, traced the walls of abandoned buildings, always searching for anything that might create that elusive spark. Days turned into weeks, and hope began to dim like the setting sun that barely pierced through the thick clouds above. Then, in what must have been fate's kindest moment, he found them, scattered pieces of a possible miracle. An old wooden bow, abandoned and forgotten in a sporting goods store. A broken shoelace still clinging to a rotting boot. And there, beneath the rubble of a collapsed shelf, a piece of dry wood that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. His grandfather's stories came flooding back, tales of how our ancestors made fire before the age of convenience. With trembling hands, he worked through the night, tying the frayed shoelace to the bow's curved frame. He carved another piece of wood into a spindle, just as his grandfather had described. Time seemed to stand still as he positioned the spindle against the wooden board, wrapped the shoelace around it, and began to move the bow back and forth. The spindle danced and spun, pressing into the wood beneath. His muscles burned, but he didn't stop. He couldn't stop then, a whisper of smoke. His heart leaped as tiny embers began to glow, like stars being born in the darkness. Carefully, so carefully, he gathered dried grass and strips of old cloth he'd been saving for this moment. With gentle breaths and steady hands, he transferred the precious ember. The flame that burst forth was more than just fire. It was hope incarnate. Warm golden light pushed back the darkness for the first time in years. The glow must have been visible for miles because they came one by one, drawn to the warmth like moths to a flame. They gathered in silence, these strangers united by loss and survival. No one spoke, they didn't need to. In their eyes you could see the same thing, wonder, relief, and the unspoken understanding that while the world remained broken, something fundamental had changed. That night, as shadows danced on weary faces, humanity rekindled more than just fire. We rekindled our belief that even in the darkest of times, there's always a way to bring back the light. Sometimes all it takes is the right tools, a little knowledge from the past, and the persistence to keep trying until the spark catches.